is the Political Spotlight.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. It's more like a political flop.
Nobody listens to Bilbrey.
He's just a wannabe podcaster. No one takes him seriously.
He is a rude, crude dude that will never go any further than broadcasting from his mother's basement.
Bilbrey is a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians.
Grab another box of Twinkies and generic cola, Bilbrey.
And get back to your microphone and your audience of nobodies.
The Political Spotlight is a joke. He is like a rude, crude dude that will never go any further.
Bilbrey's a wrecking ball for Indiana politicians. Shut that stupid Bilbrey
up. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Political Spotlight. I am your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. This is episode 666. That started to freak me out like in real life. Keep that going. I was like, what is that noise? That was like really weird for a moment. I didn't know what it was. And I was like, it sounds like I left the water running a little bit in there. Joe asks, this is episode 666. Is this a Henco episode, Henry County? And Mephistopheles himself, Sheriff Sproles, is not going to be appearing. He will not be on the show this program, but we will be talking about some Henry County related items. And some other items from the depths of hell. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Hey, look, we are going to be blessed by the Holy Spirit here, as we always are. Thank God, the Lord above. This is just an episode. It's a number 666. I can't wait until we're in I always say double digits, but it's not double digits. I can't wait until we're into the 1,000 episodes. We're episode 1243, 1,243. That is when you make it. That is when you make it. Dang, been here since episode 150. Hey, think about this. Think about some of the people. There are actually people here that are watching right tonight that have been here since before Perception is Reality, even. Perception is Reality, is that the name? That doesn't even seem like a show. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said that they were going to steal that title. And I said, oh, no, it's still mine. You can't steal it. But yeah, I keep it alive. You never know if we might one day. I've got people who are probably still waiting for me to do episode 200. I stopped right at episode 199 of the Perception is Reality. You know what? Who would be here? Chris Bunner right there. Chris Bunner, 6354. Kate has obviously been here since the beginning of time. Jackie Fisher's been here a very long time. I don't know that she's one of the beginner people. We have a couple unnamed people that I know wish to remain anonymous. Joan Ashley pops on. Mimi Jackie, here she is. Here, been here a long time. That was BA. Been here since BA, before Alva. You did promise an episode 200. One of these days, I will do that. Commander 6767. He's been lurking in the shadows. He's been lurking in the shadows since back in the dog days, back when me and my canine partner were running around. He's I think we've liked each other and hated each other and liked each other. I think we went through like 4 or 5 different. No, I've never had a problem with him. I know he didn't like me. It was very, very much a he didn't like me thing. I've always liked the guy. Very personable, very cool, very good dude, but he didn't like me. So, it is what it is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, I know it looks like I'm in a really good, sunshiny, happy mood. I am in a crap ton of pain. Bilbrey is an acquired taste. Absolutely. That is true. How the devil are you, Chris? Great. I love it. No, I am in a lot. We did not love each other. That is very true. Well, there was that one period. No. Yeah, that is right. Alva, I didn't appear until episode 1 of The Bastards. Yeah, that's right. No, I mean, that's still been a long time. There are like new newbies, It's funny to see when the people that come and go or whatever. That's really funny. No, me love you long time. I love it. No, all right. So, no, I'm in a lot of pain. It seems like I'm not, because I'm really happy, but I can only take like very short breaths because when I do it, and I'll tell you what, when I was in the car wreck, when I was hit like 180 some feet off the roadway into oncoming traffic and hit the steering wheel and all that, when the person hit me from behind back in December of 19. And I broke 3 ribs, and 3 fingers. I broke my ribs like up here. Ashley Jarnigan. Ashley Jarnigan, on and off, has been around for a very long time. We were enemies at one point. Like frenemies, kind of. Enemy frenemies. Yeah. Yeah, for a very long time. She's been around since, like, the days when I would walk around my yard in Winchester in my underwear, making sure I kept the video up here. Absolutely. Yeah. Winchester, Randolph County sucks. That's true. Absolutely. I don't know if it makes me. It does make you a long timer, Lenny. Coming all the way from Scotland. That's so weird. See, look at that. You see that? Yes, frenemies until I learned the truth. The truth is a hard thing to swallow for a lot of people. And you know what? When those people come around and we're good, I'm not like, ha. Oh, God, that hurt. I'm not like, ha, I told you. I just say, okay, cool. Well, now we're friends. Isn't that neat? Like, that's what's really cool about me. I'm cool with people hating me. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, listen to me. It was so stupid. When I fell, just as well have a bus pass. When I fell in the actual shower and I fell on the side of the shower, that makes sense. Like, seriously, my large ass fell in the middle of I was like basically in a basketball arena. Nothing was around me. Nothing touched me. All I literally had to do was use my 2 feet as God intended them and walk like a normal person. But no, I fell. And let me tell you, it was one of those times where time slowed down in my mind and I knew I was going to hit the ground. And I was like, just don't hit your head. And I was like, I just don't want to die in here and be found like this. That would be horrible. So I didn't hit my head, but I hit on the side and instantly think like, oh my God, it's going to do like internal damage. And I got up and I was like, okay, I'm okay. And then I don't know, but I'm really sore. Today's day 2. I figure today and tomorrow, probably the day after, Wednesday, Thursday, are going to be the worst days. Then I'll start that up. I mean, it's going to hurt for a while because I think I think I broke one of them or definitely cracked it because it's like I feel like some weird moving and I just am in a lot of pain. Well, so in all seriousness, from the last time I had kidney stones, I had some pain killers outside of the ibuprofen range, and so that's been helping me a little bit. But yeah, Alva, that's where a lot of people meet me. A lot of people meet me in a parking lot outside of strange buildings or in parks. It's very strange. So, a lot of you, while a lot of you might not have met me that way, a lot of people meet me that way. So that's good to know. No pain, no gain. That's absolutely right. So I'll be honest. I don't know how long we're going to just try to plug away and get this stuff done and then get out of here. As I always say, a little early. I don't know. We'll have to see what that means. I have a couple of different things to talk about from different areas, none of which I think would make a full show. So we're going to I call it these are like the Beatles episodes, because a lot of people don't know this, but back in the early days of the Beatles, John and Paul would write together and they would write complete songs together. And then as Beatlemania stretched on and really when they got into no longer touring and when they started just being in the studio recording, as they got older, they stopped writing together and they would write separately, and they would either bring in full songs and just teach all the others the whole song, or sometimes they would have pieces of songs and they would put these pieces of songs together. And they would make up then a full song. And there's lots of these songs, like their biggest, one of the biggest and best songs, "Day in a Life," is one of those songs. It's got a John Lennon section, and then a Paul McCartney section, and then a John Lennon section at the end. And so they cram bits and pieces of songs together, and sometimes they go together and sometimes they don't. Stop jawing and get on with it. So that's what this is here. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I'm not much of a smoker. It'd probably have to be more like Lennon in 68, 69, right before the Cold Turkey song. So no. So what we're going to do is we're going to jam a bunch of these pieces together, and we're going to talk about them all in this show. And it will be what it'll be, but it won't really matter because this is episode 666. So it can suck or be bad or be a hellish show, and that will be just fine. So we're going to talk about some things in Muncie. We're going to talk about some things in Henry County. I am going to officially tell the story that I brought up the other night about the news about Sproles going on the Boss Hogs of Liberty and saying that the FBI or excuse me, that an independent high investigative agency cleared him and anybody else of any wrongdoing in the Nicholas Gawley situation. So I have some information about that. We're going to talk about that. We have some other Henry County related news and some things that we need to discuss. Then we're going to talk about Muncie and Delaware County and the mayor. And we're just going to go from there. Mall of Kintyre. Lenny, I love it. Yeah, that's a good old Paul McCartney song, Mall of Kintyre. Yeah, absolutely. And was any of your family playing the bagpipes there in that? That's a great song. I wish I could play music so badly. I wish I could play music. It kills me. Anyways. So you can't hear me. Turn the TV up. I don't know why you can't hear me. If you can't hear me, there's a problem. Anybody else having volume issues? No, you need to turn the TV up. Everybody should be able to hear me. Turn that TV up. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you might leave and come back in. Sometimes that fixes it. Okay, so first up, we are going to talk about. Oh yeah, I forgot to put that up. There's the 666 sign. There's that is. So first up, we're going to talk about some really big breaking news that that I feel like some people didn't understand why I was talking about this or why I was posting it. There were people that were upset with me because I posted it, and for the love of God, I did not understand. I didn't know why. Like, to me, it's a really big deal, and it's something that people should know about, and it's definitely something that people should care about. Now, there are going to be several things that I talk about tonight that are going to kind of take you on a roller coaster ride. You're going to feel one way, then you're going to feel another way, then you're going to feel another way, all about the same story. So just bear with me and let's get through this, because I promise that everything is okay, and there is reasons behind everything that I'm doing and everything that we're going to talk about, and they're not all bad. They're not all bad, okay? So first and foremost, breaking news, and I found this out just a couple of hours ago, that it appears as though Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour is moving. His house is currently on the market. His house has been on the market for the last, at this point, 20, 22, 23, about 24 hours. So just one full day it's been on the market. And so on social media, I posted, it appears Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour is moving. But to where? The house he and his wife bought only a couple years ago was put on the market 21 hours ago as of the posting, and the posting was 3 hours ago. There's a link to the home for sale. I'm sure it can be found if anyone doesn't believe me. And I'll tell you why I posted that. So here's the picture. And Kate is saying it right there. And that's the big thing. To where is the big question? It's not a question of he's moving. It's a question, where is he moving? Because obviously, as the duly elected mayor of Muncie, he has to live within the city limits. So here's the mayor's home, a beautiful Victorian home, it was built in 1890. They've lived here since 2019. Is that when they bought it, Kate? 2019. So very interesting. He wins the election in 2019 and then immediately buys a home. Buys this big, beautiful home. So they've had it from Raven Lee Bilbrey. I'm not really sure who you are. I'm sure maybe there's some relation there. I'm not really sure. Interesting. Good last name there, bro. I can dig it. I mean, it's stupid. If you're anywhere from East Central Indiana, there's no point in saying where are you from, where's your family from, because clearly your family's born in Jamestown or Byrdstown, Tennessee, because everybody from this area was born there. So it's cool. Welcome to the program. Anywho, here's the mayor's house. It's up for sale. I posted this, and yes, Lenny, that's probably true. Maybe he's planning a resignation soon. Yeah, I mean, he can move anywhere he wants if he's no longer mayor. That's the question. Okay. Overton. Oh, interesting. My family's from Dunoon. I love it. It's a beautiful home. So here's the deal. I feel like everybody and their brother knows where the mayor lives. I mean, we're not. This is not New York. He's not the president. Well, I'm just going to explain to you how this happened. Okay, I'm going to be really honest and I'm going to come clean and tell you, because I don't want to hide it. So I initially put this picture up and made a post, and the post said this. The post said, let me get the actual edited comment here. Let me see if I can find it. Damn it. Where is... I thought that you could get the edit information. View edit history. Okay, here we go. So the original post said, is Mayor Dan Ridenauer moving? The house he and his wife bought only a couple years ago was put on the market 21 hours ago. And then I shared the link. And I gave the link to the house. And then I shared this picture unedited in any way. It was unedited. I shared the picture and I posted the link. And I'm not going to say who. All right, I'm not going to say who. But I am going to say what this person says to me. So, give me a second here. An elected official says to me, an elected official in the Muncie, Delaware County area says, I'm sure it's the worst kept secret in Muncie as to where the mayor lives, but your post feels like a dox. And I'll be honest. When I posted the initial post, I felt kind of weird about it because it did have the mayor's address. And generally on here, when I'm dealing with elected officials, public officials, or anybody that's public, anything that's public document, if there are addresses, I will generally block the address out. And I say it's public record, it's public knowledge, but anybody that is wanting to go through the trouble of getting this information, they are capable of getting this themselves and going through it. But I'm not going to give that information. But I didn't feel that way about the mayor because everybody knows where he lives. Like he's talked about it. People have talked about it. It's like openly out there. But I still wanted to think about, how I am and what I put out there. So I got to thinking and about what this person says to me. And I said, so what's your suggestion? Delete the address, delete the link, delete the post, just don't talk about it. And this person says all of the above before I said delete the post. So they said delete the address, delete the link, all of the above. Referencing his move is one thing, but posting the address is another IMO, in my opinion. I said, make a post saying the mayor is selling his house without any proof so the sycophants can say I'm lying. How does someone sell a house without posting the address? They should want the address out there. One of you idiots might buy his house. And I mean you idiots, meaning with all due love and respect. You know what I mean? Most of you are intelligent, wonderful people, but we do have some idiots watching. And you know who you are, and we love you. You know, I'm an idiot too. You get what I'm saying? I'm being a smartass. Okay. I had no idea where he lived. I happened to drive by a week ago while he and his wife were getting into their vehicle. Yeah. I have been doxxed, and this is not doxing. Well, and K Mama, let's be very clear. You are a private citizen. The mayor is a public official who we have to know where he lives, because if he doesn't live in the city limits, that's an issue. All right. And it's on all of his documentation that he fills out along with every other elected official. So this person says back to me, who cares? You wouldn't say it if there wasn't something to it, I suppose. Okay, all right. At least you see that and you know that. I said, how does someone sell a house without posting the address? And the person comments back and says this. They don't promote it on a political pundit page that riles up their audience to hate them, for one thing. I mean, seriously, I would be pissed. It's a security issue to me. And I'm thinking, man, you're an elected official. You're an elected official. Hey, he wants us to dox ourselves to speak in a public meeting. He was involved in that. Oh, absolutely, Sir Ballman. Absolutely. 100%. I'm a nobody, not an idiot. I get it. I hear you. 666, Audie. This person goes on to say, if people are smart enough to figure out that's one thing, anyone can use Beacon. It is very disconcerting to me to see that, though. I said, it can't ever be said I'm not reasonable. I posted that because I did change the post. As you guys can see, I did change the post, and what I did was Bocephus, absolutely. I did edit out his address, and I did change. I got rid of the link. Now, I've given you far enough clues. If you want to look it up yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. Whatever. Okay. It is what it is. But so then I was in a meeting, so I wasn't able to communicate back with that elected official at that time anymore. And so I then after I got out of the meeting, I went back to talking to that elected official, because this elected official had never commented when I said, well, at least you can't say I'm not reasonable. Now, right, right, Alva? I've always said that if they force me to give an address in Muncie, I am giving his address. Now, they have never forced me, and we'll talk about that here in just a moment, too. But so that person did put a smiley face when I said, at least it can't ever be said I'm not reasonable. So, I appreciate that. And I wrote, your address is listed on your campaign paperwork, right? To this person. Now, this person also knows where I live. And I'll be honest, this person is in a position as an elected official that I would not post this person because of the type of position this person is in. Now, if this person became, say, an executive official, that's a little bit different. But, I try not to dox people. I do my very level best. I don't think that's what's going on there. I then did mess and say, when he said they don't promote it on a political pundits page that riles their viewers up to hate them. Okay. I posted, said, this is a rather bad way of looking at disagreeing with somebody politically. Disagreeing with someone politically is not hating them. I don't hate any of these people. I don't hate James King. I didn't hate Nora when Nora and I were in our battles. You know what I mean? I can communicate with Nora and have a good conversation with her. Now, I don't hate Nora. I don't like or didn't agree with him politically. I don't hate Sproles. That's just not how I roll. I don't know. I said, I don't know that I've ever told anybody they should hate Dan or any other elected official for that matter. I certainly don't hate him. And so that's what I said. And the person said, dude, you let these this is what really kills me. This is what really kills me. Is this person says, dude, you let these radicals say terrible things about Dan particularly. That's beyond disagreeing at times. That's all. And then to make innuendo about him moving seemed untimely at best and unreasonable at worst, given his health. And I never said you hate him. I said you rile people up to hate him, and God knows they do. I don't know, man. If somebody hates Dan, you are as screwed up or worse than he is. I don't know why anybody would hate him. That's crazy. And I got to be honest, and listen, I lost my father to cancer. I hate that Dan has cancer. I don't want him to be sick. I don't want him to go through pain. I don't want his family to go through pain. I do not wish that on anybody. I specifically don't wish it on Dan. But let me tell you, even outside of just being a good moral human, I despise that he has cancer, because now anytime I say anything about him, I'm going to have to hear this bullshit. Oh, no, Bojangles. It's a Republican, brother. It's a Republican. It's a Republican. It's a conservative Republican, mind you. I don't think you can tell them apart anymore. I'll be honest. I liked that lady yesterday. I think we're the R's and the D's, no more R's and D's. It's just U's and me's. I very much agree with that. But anytime I say anything or question anything about Dan, I got to stop talking about him. He gets the pass now. He gets the cancer pass. Oh, you got a cancer pass. We can't hold you accountable anymore. We can't hold you accountable because, God forbid, you got sick. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not playing that game. I pray for Dan. I hope that he gets through this. I hope his wife gets through this. I pray for his doctors and the nurse and their kids and everybody involved in his life. I hope that they're taken care of, and I pray that God's will be done, and I hope that God's will matches my selfish will, and that he is cured of this. But I'm telling you right now, do not come at me, because I'm going to tell you from this point forward, if you talk to me about this stupid stuff, I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to say really crazy things, and it's going to hurt your feelings, because nothing that I say about Dan has ever had anything to do with cancer. Nothing I say about him 2 years ago had anything to do with cancer. Nothing about this has to do with cancer. Now, listen, is he moving? Because that's a lot of house, and for their age, that's a lot of house. And is he moving? Is he moving because they're thinking about the future, and getting that makes you think about your life and where you are and things? I have no clue. I also don't care about any of that. What I care about is making sure that the mayor of Muncie lives in the city of Muncie. Now, I will tell you that somebody yelled something at the park board meeting, and I've heard bits and pieces, and I'm pretty certain that I have at least a good understanding of where he's going to land. And from my point of view, I think we're good. I think he's going to be good. I think he lives in the city of Muncie. Okay? I think he's going to be in the city of Muncie. I think all's well. I think everything's good. So I'm fine. But I'm going to double check that. We're going to double check it. And as long as he's an elected official, by God, I'm going to know where he lives. And you can like it or dislike it or whatever, but it had nothing to do with his health. My post had nothing to do with his health. And me posting that is not unreasonable. What, am I supposed to wait? Am I supposed to not say? Like, I get so sick of these people that are just like, well, now's not the good time. Now's not a good time. Even before this, but anything, not a good time to do this about Sproles. This wasn't the time. This was the wrong time to do this, about something in Winchester. This was a bad time to do this in Jay County. It's always a bad time. It's always a bad time. It's never a good time. And if I wait till a good time, and I wait until it's not a bad time, we'll be waiting for the rest of eternity, because it's always going to be something. But I am not going to be blackmailed by cancer. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And it sucks. And it's delicate. I get it. And it might be, maybe a little uncouth to talk about, is he going to remain for his next, for the rest of this year and the rest of next year? Is he going to run for re-election? Is he not going to run for re-election? What does this mean? That might be a little delicate, but it would be stupid to not talk about it. You would be a political novice if you thought that that's not something that people should discuss. He and his team are discussing it. And we are too. And it's because it's being realistic. I'm being realistic. Now, people can have cancer forever, have a long time, and he might beat it. I hope he does. Maybe he lives with cancer for the next 30 years and has a wonderful life, and they treat it and it's in remission or whatever. Or maybe he beats it. Maybe they cut it out and it's all gone and he's good. Whatever the situation is, it'll be what it'll be, and I pray for the best outcome. But I'm not going to not talk about Dan or the city of Muncie because he's getting treatment for the next whatever. That's just insane. Absolutely. If I were in that boat, they wouldn't show me grace. Absolutely. And you know what? If I were in that boat, I wouldn't want them to just, if I were a commissioner or I was a council person or I was Dan, I wouldn't demand that they, oh, you can't hold me accountable. And let me tell you, I also detest anybody that commits violence. Don't commit violence against Dan. Don't go doing anything on his property. Listen to me. Don't come to my house and do stupid shit. Because if you do, that's very likely the last thing you do. So don't do that. I will follow the law with every bit of my being that I have. I will also take care of me and myself, my family, my household. And I hope and expect Dan does the same thing. So don't go do anything stupid. Don't go doing any of that one bit, because that would be foolish. So that's that. Just in case, be careful how you do. I'm not talking about cancer. I'm not going to talk about cancer. Talking about cancer is a personal issue. I have no plan to talk about cancer as it relates to Dan. I've said everything about it. I've said everything about Dan and cancer that I have to say. I have lost very close loved ones, including my father, to cancer. I am fully aware of the horrors of cancer, and I don't wish it on anybody. Cancer didn't run to be an elected official, and Dan ran when he didn't have cancer, and his cancer has nothing to do with his decisions that he's made or the decisions that he will make. So I just don't have a need to talk about that situation with Dan. I wouldn't talk about what kind of car Dan buys if he buys it privately. I have no reason to talk about Dan going and watching the Pacers, or let's not even talk about Dan. I don't care what kind of dog John Sproles owns or doesn't own. I don't talk about these elected officials or public officials, public servants in their private capacity. I just don't care about their life. I don't care who they are married to or who they're cheating with. I don't care if they're gay or if they're bisexual or if they're transsexual. I do not care about their personal life. Once they are out of the public sector, away you be. I don't have anything else to do with you. So that's that. I do think it's interesting, the move. I think it does tell us a little bit. I think it's interesting, and we'll just have to wait and see what goes on with Dan. And I wish him the very best. But we could be talking about heart disease, and it still has nothing to do with politics. Absolutely. I'm glad people understand it. That makes me happy. So that's that. Before we get off the Muncie topic, I just hope he's moving in with city limits. Yeah, I hope so too. I think he is. We'll know. I knew. That's amazing, Elva. Good Lord. I know. I know you. People are really interested in the Henry County stuff, but I want to talk about the city of Muncie for just a brief second. Had a very interesting situation. Had a very interesting situation earlier this evening. I attended the Muncie City Board of Works store estates. That would be hilarious. No, I do not have any. He could be moving there. I don't have any word that he's moving in to store estates. That's hilarious. That very well could be. I don't know. No, I don't know. So no, I attended the Muncie City Board of Works meeting this evening. Still in Muncie stuff. And I got there. The meeting was supposed to start at 6 p.m. And 6 p.m. comes and the meeting's not starting.
No issue.
The meeting is not starting.
There.
And it's like taking a little bit of time. I'm wondering what's going on. All of a sudden, I hear the back room open up. I hear like the room where they run the audio and the video from. And I like look back and I see that the board park board president is running back there. And I'm like, okay, there's a problem here. And I knew that it could possibly be a heated meeting because of Prairie Creek. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be like it normally is. It's going to be a crazy ass meeting where, they don't want this live streamed, that's generally what I feel. And so I get to looking around and they come up, and then the park board person, the president, Brad Marshall. I was like, what's his last name? It's Brad Marshall. Brad Marshall pulls the attorney aside, and the attorney comes down, and they're talking, and now a couple attorneys are talking, and I'm like, all right, what is really going on here? And so finally, I just speak up, and I said, hey, what's going on here? And Brad says, we're having a problem getting the meeting streamed. And I was like, okay, yeah, but what's the problem? Is YouTube not working? And he told me their software, their system that links to YouTube was not working. And I said, all right, I'm going to ask you a dumb question, but this is only dumb to people who don't do this stuff. Has the kid unplugged it, booted it down, and tried to reboot? And he looks at me and he's like, no, I don't think he has. And I'm like, okay, well, go turn everything off and try again. And it's funny because he runs back there to tell him, and Mark Irvin, who is on the park board, he's a park board member, but he also happens to be the city of Muncie attorney, the attorney for Dan Ridenauer. And he looks at me, he's like, everybody knows that's the first thing you do. And he's like laughing, and I'm joking. I'm like, yeah, it's like, the Nintendo. You pop it out, you blow in the cartridge, and stick it back in. Mark Irvin's like, yeah. So here is the picture of them talking, and they're like, trying to figure out what to do. I take a couple different pictures of this. And, I'm trying to figure out what's happening here. Then, in the middle of all this chaos, a leak starts happening at City Hall because of all of this rain. Water starts pouring in from the ceiling. So now they're dealing with a leak, and they go to get a trash can.
He's still doing that at his house.
Ha ha ha, Audie. All right, so that's what was happening there. Okay, then, and I swear to you, you're not all going to believe this. I don't have this on recording. I have bits of it. They come up to me and they say, "Do you have your equipment?" And I was like, "No, not really." And they're like, "Do you have a way to record this and then send it to us?" And I look at them and I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm going to bill you." And they all start laughing. And I'm like, "No. I'm going to send this to you, but I'm going to bill you. You're going to at least pay me $25 for this." And so, listen to this. Oh, the damn sound, man. Always. I'm trying to think where to put it. So now this is after. So I didn't get them asking me. I wish I would have had it, but you can hear I'm talking to them because now I'm trying to figure out where I can put my phone to where it can record them. So that's what I'm talking to her. Like, where can I put this? I'm trying to think where to put it. Yeah, the best. Here's their leak trash can, number one. I guess I'm gonna bill them soon. I'm gonna bill them. Yeah, right. This ought to get me a key to the city for sure. I'm gonna get me a key to the city, damn it.
Oh yeah, if you got that, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Is there a plug in here?
I'll find one.
There should be one in there.
In here?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, honest to God, this happened.
Is there one up there by you? Well, we're checking to see what these are.
Dude, there's got to be one here somewhere. And here people thought that Dan was going to flip out that I posted that he's moving. He's going to be madder than shit about this.
This is all like hardwired in.
Okay. Oh, God. All right, let's see here. How far does that thing reach? Yeah, me too. That's very strange. I'm trying to think where to put it. All right. So what happened is, it's very strange. Like, because we could have all recorded it on our phones. I don't like why couldn't you guys do it? But like literally, they came to me, and I'm like, all right, I can help you out. Like, this is good fun. So what I did was, I said, well, let me run outside and see if I have a tripod that I can put my phone on to better record. And when I came back in, I'm like, wait a minute, they've got a computer setting there. Why can't they just record it on the computer? And they thought of that idea at the same time too. So they started to use their, that's right, Jackie, That's why they call me Dirty Harry, because I do every dirty job that comes along. Every dirty job that nobody else wants to do. I'm telling you, that's why they call me Dirty Harry. Absolutely. So finally we got them set up. They're going to record it on their computer right in time for the old boy in back to finally have got the camera all booted back on. And lo and behold, it worked. So one way or another, Kristopher Bilbrey saved the day. And if I don't get a key, listen to me out there, city council. If you guys don't give me a key to the city for this, if you don't submit my name for a Sagamore of the Wabash, I'm going to be really upset. So, it is what it is. Here's the deal. In this meeting, it was kind of whacked out because of what happened here. Yeah, I get no key. They'll give me a piece of paper. They won't give me anything. A heart attack. So here's the deal. This guy at the podium, I didn't end up having to record it. They got it going. The guy at the podium is the man that is over Prairie Creek. And I feel sorry for him. The issues at Prairie Creek are not his fault. They are the mayor of Muncie's. It's the administration. I'd take that too. You know what I want? I just want my little pin, my City of Muncie pin. I've got my Delaware County pin. I want my City of Muncie pin. Dustin started it. Dan's finishing it off. Absolutely. His administration. But I feel sorry for this guy because he's getting a lot of heat. Okay.
No.
And so he's up there talking about what's going on. Carl Malone's a big problem. Okay. And we're in the middle of him talking, so nothing really happens. So he sits down. Not a whole lot goes on.
Old business. We've got a couple items on here to discuss. Tui Pool is an open topic that we've been reviewing here over the last couple of months. Still working through plans for the management of that. The sanitary district and board of works team very graciously helped us get mechanical components up to date and operational. So mechanically, we are in a good place to be able to open, but we're still working through the staffing and management pieces. Still have a goal of being open for the holiday, but based on where we're at today, I'm not sure that's going to be accomplished. They are still working.
Not yet, Lenny. One of these days.
Anybody else got anything to add there? Contract reviews, yet again, have been an ongoing process.
I don't know when Tui Pool's going to open up. I don't think it's going to open up when it normally opens up. I hear you, Clint. I hear you. That meeting was wild. Clint was there. It was a wild meeting. It was definitely a wild meeting.
Got one contract that has been presented to us. That is for the teen internship program
and sports
and the sports programming agreement between the City of Muncie and the Boys and Girls Club of Muncie. So that's for the, like I said, sports programming and the teen internship. Board has been distributed this. Does anybody have any concerns or discussions on this contract? So process here is the board can make an approval for recommendation for this, and then that does have to go before the board of works. No other discussion. I would entertain a motion to approve this contract as presented, pending approval from the board.
Hey, listen.
So moved.
Second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to open Memorial Day weekend.
Next, we've got a couple grant updates. The first one, I think, Shannon, I think you got most of them actually.
Okay, we applied for a Ball Brother Foundation grant, and it was to support our recreation programming needs, and we received that. last Friday, so that's awesome.
They got it.
Excited it'll help us provide some extra programming this summer. And then we also applied for an enterprise rent-a-car foundation grant, a small grant that was $2,500, and we received that as well. And that is specifically to help us with the summer teen internship program. So those are our two grants that we were waiting to hear about. And then we are actively seeking grants for recreation and also parks projects this year.
Shannon, I know the ball grant was $30,000,
Yes.
correct? What
Yep.
was the other grant you mentioned? What was the value on it?
It was $2,500.
Great.
So.
Okay.
Next on the agenda, we've got new business. I got a couple of items here that are not on the agenda I wanted to talk about.
All right. Here, listen to this.
We already talked about TUI Pool a little bit, but I think probably as a board discuss that a little further. I know each of us individually have had some discussions. Priority there is definitely got to be our security and proper operation for this year.
Security and
As we
operation.
are light in the leadership and the management. That's going to be difficult for us.
They're light
gonna
in
be
leadership and
A
management.
lot of open pieces there, and things are going to have to be addressed before we have a successful opening and be safe and ready for the public. Any other two discussion from the board?
Oh, yeah.
No, I believe it can happen though, but we're just going to need a little bit of extra time to just to hire some leadership people in those key positions to make sure that it's managed correctly.
Yeah, another new business item I wanted to discuss as a board is the teen internship. So I know we've got that scheduled to start on June 3rd. Without Carl and Mark here, I don't really have a good feeling for where we're at on that. I know we just got the contract here.
Carl and Mark aren't here.
Boys
What's
and Girls
happening?
Club approved to help manage fiscally on those. But as far as leadership, ownership of that program, I don't know if we need to look at delaying or modifying that program for this summer. Any discussion from the board?
I feel confident that the program can move forward. We need to, the city needs to hire the leads that oversee the student cohorts. We have people already picked out. They've been, they came to the parent meeting. We just need to get the paperwork done and make sure they pass background checks. And but that it can be a very quick process. So I was involved with the program last year intimately, and
yes,
feel like the program can be
Stumblefoot.
successful. And we've already
it does.
Children or adolescent teens that have been told that the program is going to run. So I wouldn't want to take that 6-week experience.
She's really wanting to push getting this done.
But I understand your reservations. I do.
I'll give an email to Mark
Okay.
tomorrow and make sure you can get an update on the status of that. If there's any roadblocks that we're fighting.
So they're going to call tomorrow. Today's the meeting. The next meeting's not
Last
until
item on new
June.
business that I wanted to discuss is yet again several of us have individually discussed the budget, and we know
The
there's going to be
budget?
some changes to the budget coming next
There's
year.
going to be some serious changes to the
board
budget.
Needs to
I mean,
take
they're
major
bad
role
this year.
in
It's going to be
helping
worse
guide that
next year, and
providing
even
some
worse the
support
year
for Carl,
after.
in
They're
presenting
in
a budget
a world of
that
hurt.
help our parks succeed. I'd like to put that preliminary on the agenda for July, so that will give us a mid-year update. I'll get with the controller and accounting team to give an update on mid-year to the board, and then we have that on our July agenda to review. Any action items, events for approval from the board or the public?
I don't know, Jackie. I don't know. I do not know, man. I have no clue. They needed to be there. I was very mad. So he spoke up and he said, "Is there any one from the public have anything that they want to talk about on these action items?" And there were two elderly guys there, old men. I love them to death. One of them was a 30-year veteran of the Muncie Police Department. Started in 1958 or something like that. 59. And did like 32 years. And I think the other guy was a fireman. And these dudes are pissed off because of Prairie Creek and the piers, and all they want to do is fish. And they don't want to pay $30 to have to fish, and they don't want to get ripped off on their dock fees, and they don't understand why. Hey, they put their time in. They've done their duty. They're retired, and they want to fish, and they don't understand. And this guy wants to get up to gripe about it. Also, he wants to let you know he can't even pay to have his yard mowed anymore because the yard mowing boy is charging him $40. I'm like, you tell me where you live, I'll come mow your yard. Look at this.
We're just doing event approvals or action items. Got public comment at the end. So
he tells him that, but that guy don't care. That guy don't care.
Action items, events for approval from the board or the public.
Clint, watch this, old man.
No, we're just doing event approvals or action items. Got public comment at the end. So
I want to complain about the ramp fee at the Pearl Creek Reservoir.
Yep, that'll be at the end. Public comment will be at the end. So this is action items and event approvals, and then we'll have public comment at the end.
You let me at the end of this meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You couldn't hear him, but he says, I'm going to give him hell, is what he just said. I love it. Now, watch what happens here.
Any action items or event approvals?
He's still not done.
Hey, excuse me, sir. Sir.
He wants them all to stand up. Everybody here that's a fisherman, stand up. And now he's fighting. Now it's on.
Sir. Sir.
Oh, that hurts.
Next, we've got. Sir.
Now,
next,
Clint's fighting with him.
Any comments from the board?
I don't have any right now.
And now we've got public input. So we've got a sign-in list. If you go down the list,
sit
please.
down for that. Now it's public comment time. You literally made that old man sit down to get him back up. Listen to this. This to me is maddening. He's sitting down. Watch.
Any action items or event approvals?
Everybody fisherman, stand up.
Hey, excuse me, sir. 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 Next, we've got. Sir. Next, we've got board comments. Any comments from the board?
No, I don't have any right now.
And now we've got public input. So we've got a sign-in list. If we go down the list, please, and then we'll have additional comments at the end. Anybody that did not get a chance to sign up, and we will honor those. Sir.
Now understand this. This is the first time I've ever been to a park board meeting that they've had a sign-up sheet. I don't understand why all these governments all of a sudden right now are doing this bullshit with this sign-up sheet. So I go up there and they've got name and address and nobody else is there. They've got it out there and they put it on with a blue marker and they've got a Sharpie pen to sign up. And I sign my first name and then I scribble through address where they'd signed it. And I said, you don't ask people that. You can't do that. I tell that girl at the table. And some guy's there and he's like, do I got to sign up to talk? And I turned to him and said, no, you don't. You don't have to sign up to talk. And he starts to walk away. And she said, well, if you don't sign up, they won't call your name. And he starts to bend down. I said, no, you don't. I said, that's all right. I said, you'll get a talk. I'll make sure you get a talk. And she's like, you got to sign up. And I was like, no, you don't. And he went ahead and signed up and he walked past me and he said, nobody said I gave my name. And I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. So he wrote a dumb name. He wrote a fake name on there. So here's what happens.
Sir, stop. We will honor those at the end. We will go down the
right not to sign my name on anything.
And I said we will go down the list first for those that signed up, and then we will address those that did not sign up at the end.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So first of all, I want to thank you guys or applaud you guys for fighting to do what you need to do to make sure that you recorded the meeting or made sure rather than just starting without it, like some places, some boards or committees would just go without it or whatever. So thank you for doing that. And then the really only other thing I have is there's not been a whole lot said about the State Board of Accounts findings and everything that's been going on with that. I know there's still an investigation, I guess, going, and it won't be said, but I just want to keep reminding the city council, board of works, you guys, anybody that's a place where we can speak, to not forget about that. We want to hear something about that. So I get it that no one's going to say anything while the investigation's ongoing, but I'm not going to let you guys forget about it. And I think that it needs to be talked about at some point. I think it was a serious issue, that it was being handled, and then the people were suspended, and then they were brought back for a long period of time. Then it was handled again. So I just want to make sure that that's not something that we're forgetting, and you guys are remembering that. And then also, I know Taylor is doing the best that he can do out at Prairie Creek. My fear is that he's going to be used as like a scapegoat or something for all the craziness that's happening. He is really needing help. They're needing help. And I know that there's a lot of problems with what's going on out there. And I want to say, I feel that it's more of an administrative issue than his fault or any of the guys or gals that are working underneath him. So I think that the citizens need to be aware of that. It's perfectly fine for citizens to be upset by what's going on out at Prairie Creek, but I don't feel like it's his fault or the people that are working under him. It's an issue with the mayor's office. In politics, this stuff rolls uphill, not downhill. So I just want to make sure that that's where. And then also, I don't know when you guys started the sign-in sheet, but it had address on there. Don't put that on there. People don't need to sign up their address or name to speak. I appreciate you guys saying that you will allow people that don't sign up, but that is a chilling effect. And in the state of Indiana, we don't have to do that. So just, I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of that is other than holding person's place and spot, but don't make people feel like, oh, maybe I don't want to speak because we have address on there. Matter of fact, I marked address out when I went up to sign up. So that's it.
Thank you.
Next on the list, Grace.
Doug Johnson.
Oh, it's not.
Thank you, Doug.
Obviously, kind of piggyback what Chris said. You guys take the wrath. Mr. Beard, I'm sorry, but you were dealt a bad card. Obviously, 90% of us here, it's going to be about Prairie Creek today. I don't know what we can do, but
I'll get a hold of him, David.
It is May 20th, and my peer's still not in. He's going to go. He said by Friday 25th he'll be in. That's awesome. But what about the other 25 days that my contract that I signed?
What's happening here?
Says. I mean, I got to October, I think it's 31st, my boat has to be out. If it's not out by then, you guys are going to tow it. So what are we going to do for those other 25 days that my boat was not in the water? I was out there the other day. The frames are in. It's new wood. That's awesome. But what's the frame going to do if I can't get to it and put my boat on it? So I don't know what you guys can do, but.
Haven't you been offered an alternative?
No.
Pier?
Nope. I'm not.
That was for the 40 people whose docks are underwater that we offered them.
And at this point, the woman at the desk says, we've not offered him one. If people have come in, there's an issue.
But if they're not Friday, sweet. But what are we going to do for the other 25 days? I wasn't able to use my dock.
He's one, he and the old men and everybody's saying
a little longer. Can we get
they've already paid.
I mean,
they've already paid for this.
I mean, like I
so
said,
they can give them something now. But what are you going to do? This man's already paid, and he's not been able to have a boat in for 25 days. And they're like, well, we'll let you keep it what you don't want it longer. Well, what do you mean? He's going to be fishing in November? The problem is the time is the time. They've signed a contract. And let me tell you, if his contract says he is to have his boat out on the 30th, and he doesn't have it out on the 30th, they're going to tow his boat. They're going to make him pay for it. They're going to charge him a fine, charge him a fee. So it just needs to be even. It needs to be even. Oh, we're sorry. We haven't had your pier in for 25 days. You haven't been able to go out and put your boat in the water when you were contractually supposed to be able to. We're sorry, sir. Here's the prorated fee. Here's money. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
So they're here for Prairie Creek. Nothing against Mr. Beard here. But he and all the girls in the office, they kind of got to face all of it. Hopefully the citizens are nice to them, but it's not their fault. But maybe we can do something to make this better and last a little bit longer and not them take all the wrath.
So here's this guy. This is the guy I like. Here, this is the police officer.
My name's Ralph Craig. I'm a retired city police officer. I was in charge of Prairie Creek for 2 years when I was on. I've been retired for 46 years, so it's been a long time ago. But the docks out there, for us old people, you can't even walk on them on launching your boat. They bounce. We've asked them to put poles in that you can grab a hold of. They don't do that. We've asked them for 3 years. And the guys out there don't do anything to help us old people. Your trash cans out there, there's only one
Alva.
in the boating area where you put in. There ought to be a couple, 3 trash cans where you can put trash. Also, the docks are really unsafe. They bounce. If a boat goes by, they'll about throw you off. And we complained about that. They could get the state or something to get the people in jail to come in and work on them like they did down the Summit, where you can walk on them without getting tossed off. And that's some of the main things I want to talk about.
Thank you, Ralph.
So,
Are you, Ralph, have you used one of the, have you like a wooden dock? Is that what you prefer? Or
I want something that don't throw your ass off.
So what about
I mean,
newer
that's just
ones?
when you get 87
throw
years
your
old, like
ass
me, you
off.
can't walk. And fishermen in here is the same way.
I think you're.
I don't have a dock.
I think you should just
arrange
launch
to
it.
get
You
in
just
when you launch your boat.
Yep.
I just spent $200 and got number 1 to launch my boat.
I love it.
Damn steeple was behind me, and it threw me back in the boat. Bruised me all up. What am I going to do? I just got back out and tied the damn thing up. But what nothing I could do. They need to better. If they're going to put them in there, they need to put them back. Yeah, or that at least 4 foot.
I love old people.
You can think it over.
Thank you, sir.
But senior citizens need a break in this town. We don't get a break at all. Tell me, huh? What you get old? What you get old?
Wait till you get old.
Nobody gets a break.
That kills me. I love these people. Yeah. Listen. There's nothing better in the world than old people. Specifically, old people that don't ask me to do stuff. I don't know if my grandparents are still listening or not, but old people that I can be like, oh, you're cool. All right, go away now. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. No, but those old people were cool. I like meeting them, and I will get you in touch with them, David. I was gonna try to help that guy out on a couple things there. So yeah, I will get you in touch with them. But yeah, I love that. So Jackie asked a very good question at the very, 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 very beginning, and I'm going to try to pull this up here. Oh yeah, right here we go. Park board meeting. My question is, what key leadership position for Tui Pool and then teen leadership programs need to be filled? Who had these positions last year? Very good question, Jackie. We didn't get those answers. Hopefully we do. If you want to know, in my opinion, what key leadership places need replaced, the mayor, the park superintendent. That's not what you were asking. Yeah, that's a bit of the problem. It starts at the mayor's office and it worked its way down, and that's the issue we've got. And we really need to replace Carl. Dan needs to replace Carl, and we need to take care of these things. I have a hat you need to add to your shelves. All right, yeah, I'll get with me and I'll get that. I've got a couple of other things. I need to move some things around, but yeah, I'll be doing that. So yeah, I'll get with you and we can do that. Audie. So yeah, I tell you, yeah, Paula, I get you. I get it. I get it. I hear where it's coming from. I always say I look at older people different because first of all, I don't look at people as old, I guess, because I grew up with my family. Like my parents were young when they had me. My mom and my dad were 21 and 22. My grandparents were just 40. Yeah, I have friends whose parents were 40 years old when they had them. I know people who had kids when they're in their late 40s and 50s. So that's crazy. My grandparents were 39, 42 when I was born. So like I grew up with my family. And so I was never somebody as a young kid that looked at like 60 as being old. To me, I had people in my family that were 99, 100, 101 years old. That was old to me. Oh, yep, they're still here. They're still here. I love it. They know. They've been I was doing some plumbing with my grandfather the other day, and I had a piece of plumbing pipe. It was about that big around, about this big in my hand, and I climbed up the ladder with it, and my grandpa said, "What are you going to do with that?" And I said, "I'm getting ready to hit you in the head with it." And I'm telling you, at that time, I very, very much meant it. If I could have hit him in the head with that, I would have hit him in the head with it. And my grandma knows exactly what I'm talking about. We have been battling this plumbing thing at their house. We've got it fixed now, but I'm telling you, we battled for a couple of days, I will tell you. So that's the situation. That's the situation that goes on with the park board. Clint says pretty bad when you have to give parks board members directions to get to the reservoir. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you 100%. Let me tell you, Lenny's not from here. Lenny asked what Prairie Creek was. And I know most of you know what it is, but I'm going to just put this up here and show anyone that just might not be from here or might not know. So basically what we're looking at here is this is a map of Delaware County of Muncie. Okay. So basically Delaware County is from right here at where it says 69 outside of Gaston. Delaware County goes down and then over and then up and over this box. Muncie's here in the middle. Prairie Creek is this body of water right here. This body of water right here that is a man-made lake reservoir. And it used to have campgrounds over here on this side. Mayor Ridenauer took the campgrounds out, and there's boat docks. You can see the boat docks that are all around. And they do that, and there's the boat docks and da-da-da-da-da. So that is Prairie Creek. We can see the boat docks. And so this is Prairie Creek. And that's that. So that's what we've been fighting over that. It's been a big issue for the last little bit. Man, look at that body of water right there. This is a nice body of water. I don't know where that is. That's crazy. Anyways, okay. Moving on from there. We are now going. Let me see. Is there anything else from Muncie? I think that's it. Okay, that's it from Muncie. All right. We're now going into Henry County stuff. Ladies and gentlemen from Henry County. That's that. Okay. We've got a couple of items from Henry County. The first item, the big item that a lot of people are wanting to know about. And this is the situation where Sheriff Sproles, who is the current lame duck sheriff, means he will be out. That's right, Audie. Delaware County Commissioners meeting tomorrow. Why would there be a Delaware County? There better not be. Why would there say that? Why would that be? Why would that be, Alva? type your answer in the comment, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. I'm thinking about doing that at some point. I need to go over there just to say hi so they don't forget me over there, Lenny. I'll keep you posted when I do that. Oh, the Delaware County Commissioners meeting recap tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow because I want to have time to go through everything, and I didn't want to do that on this show, and I needed to talk about some of this piece. So yeah, we'll go over Monday's full meeting tomorrow. I get what you're saying. Yes, absolutely. Sorry about that. Now I get what you're saying. So Sheriff Sproles went to the Boss Hogs of Liberty back during the campaign just a couple of weeks ago. And on the Boss Hogs of Liberty show, he brought up the fact that he and the sheriff's department had basically been cleared from any type of wrongdoing in the Nicholas Gully situation. And like, to me, I was shocked. I was like, this is big. This is big news. And, you know, I will say, to the Boss Hogs of Liberty's credit, you know, for just a second, Jeremiah did say, what is the name of that agency? To which Sproul says, I'm just going to leave it there. You know, they asked me to not say something to that effect. If you want to hear and or see that, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that right here. It looks and sounds like this.
This is going to be the place I'm going to break some breaking information, okay? I put a video out regarding the Nick Gully situation, putting out the facts up front. And of course, you know, it has been a wild fiasco of social media chatter, but there has been an investigation from the highest investigating agency on the federal level. It has been completed in that case. This is breaking news. And it has been determined there was no wrong done. That's breaking news on your show. I'm breaking that.
Which organization investigated?
I'm going to leave it at the way I stated.
Okay.
Yes, because that's the way they requested me to leave it.
Sheriff, when was that decided?
It was decided 2 days ago. It might have been 3.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it there. I heard that, and I was like, what in the hell? Now, I do give the Boss Hogs of Liberty a little bit. Liberty, is that their name? Boss Hogs of Liberty. I do give them a little bit of credit because they pushed back and they were like, you know, where? Now, if I had been in Jeremiah's shoes and he would have said, I'm going to leave it there because that's the way they requested it, I would have said, wait a minute. What do you mean? So you're telling me that the highest level federal investigative agency conducted an investigation and is telling you that you can't tell who they were, what they did, or anything about it? Like, I would have really pushed back. Yes, this was before the election. Yes, he was just lying. He's full of shit. And he's a dirty dog liar. Well, that was not okay with me. And so I sent an email to the Henry County Sheriff's Department, to the chief deputy, to the sheriff, to their county attorney. And I said, what's the name of this agency? What's going on? What's happening here? To which Josh Smith sends back to me a response, a reply email. And it's it's laughable to me that he felt like he could say what he said because let me get this here. He says to me, the following. I sent him an email that said, just so we have it all clear here. Hello, I'm sending this to a mix of Henry County officials, commissioners, John Sproles, county attorney, and chief deputies. Any or all of you are free to answer if you know and or are free to and or aware of the answers. Here's the background, followed by my questions and then my record request. On Thursday, April 23rd, 2026, Sheriff John M. Sproles appeared on the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast in Henry County, Indiana. During his appearance on the show, Sheriff Sproles made an interesting statement that I am following up on. I will provide a clip that is 53 seconds in length. It'll give you the gist of what was said on the show. My question concerns what the sheriff said in the clip. Here's the link. I'll also provide a full transcript of what the sheriff said here. Sheriff Sproles, this is going to be the place I'm going to break some breaking information. Okay, I put out a video regarding the Nick Gully situation, putting out the facts up front. And of course, you know, it has been a wild fiasco of social media chatter. But there has been an investigation from the highest investigating agency on the federal level, and it has been completed in that case. This is breaking news, and it has been determined there was no wrong done. That's breaking news on your show. I'm breaking that. Host Jeremiah Morrill then asks, which organization investigated? Sheriff Sproles replies, I'm going to leave it the way I stated. Host Jeremiah Morrill says, federal, okay. Sheriff Sproles then says, yes, because that's the way they requested me to leave it. Guest host and ironically elected Henry County Councilor Betsy Mills then speaks up and says, Sheriff, when was that decided? To which Sheriff Sproles says, it was decided 2 days ago. It might have been 3. So the questions I have are, which federal agency was he referring to? Did they provide any documentation? What was the scope of their investigation? What did Sheriff mean when he said yes, because that's the way they requested me to leave it? Is he implying that a governmental agency investigated actions and or inactions at the jail involving inmate Nicholas Gully, who died in the hospital after taking a turn for the worse inside the Henry County Jail, and that agency found the jail and corrections officers did nothing wrong, but that agency wanted the sheriff to keep his findings secret? That makes no damn sense. Lastly, I want to know why the sheriff thought that he could release that information, claiming there was no wrongdoing connected with the incident involving Nicholas Gully, his stay at the jail, or his death shortly thereafter. Below is my request for records under Indiana Public Access Record Act. I am requesting all emails to the sheriff, chief deputy, and or any other employee of the Henry County Sheriff's Department or Henry County government that would be from this federal agency that conducted the investigation that Sheriff Sproles mentioned on the Boss Hogs of Liberty interview. All emails they would have sent before, during, and after the investigation. I'm also requesting all emails that Sproles or anyone else from the Sheriff's Department or county would have sent to that federal agency, sent back from Sproles, Chief Deputy Josh Smith, or any employee of Henry County Sheriff's Department or any other Henry County government. All emails they would have sent before, during, and after the investigation. I'm requesting all documentation they provided to the sheriff and any other Sheriff's Department employee or anyone else from the Henry County government, clearing the Henry County Sheriff's Department and jail of any and all wrongdoing in connection with the death of Nicholas Gully and or his time in the Henry County jail. And it's important to understand that during all of this, the family's attorney, the family of Nicholas Gully's attorney, Mark Nicholson, left a comment on Sproles' social media page saying, this is the first I've heard of this. I, the attorney for the family, have not heard about this at all. So what's going on? Well, when I got the email back from the chief deputy, this is what he said. Mr. Bilbrey, an independent federal agency conducted a review of all the video and documents associated with Mr. Gawley's incarceration preceding his death. We can confirm that the matter was thoroughly evaluated by an outside federal authority. We were notified of their findings via telephone on April 22nd. Specifically, the agency mentioned there was no indication of criminal misconduct by the employees of the Henry County Sheriff's Office and Detention Center relating to Nicholas Gawley's matter. Outside of the telephone call, this agency did not provide any other documentation of their findings. The Sheriff's Office does not have any emails or documents related to your request. Respectfully, Josh Smith. Now, please be aware that Sproles gave that interview on the 23rd of April. And he said 2 or 3 days before that. So we're talking about April 20th. Well, Gawley tragically passed away on the 27th of February. That means 27th of February to the 27th of March is 1 month. And then the 27th of March to the 20th of April, that is less than 2 months. So immediately when I'm hearing Sproles is talking about this and talking about an investigation being conducted in less than 2 months, I'm like, no, there's no way this happened. See, what this idiot doesn't understand is, unlike him, I've spent a long time in and around law enforcement. And while I've never been an idiot elected sheriff, I did know what the hell I was doing, and I'm familiar with FBI. I'm specifically familiar with FBI investigations. Keep in mind, city officials in Muncie were investigated by the FBI for 8 years. And I am fully aware that they don't do an investigation clearing a sheriff of the situation that he was in and the situation that occurred. They wouldn't even remotely start to get to gathering up the information and gathering the facts and talking to the people in the first month and 20-some days. That would not happen. Yeah, right, Kate. Yeah, it's so crazy to me. I also don't know what an independent federal agency is. Until... How many of you people watching this recall back during the beanbag incident that at some point Sproles started telling us that there was documentation stating that he was relieved of any wrongdoing and that nothing bad happened, he did nothing wrong, and that he was cleared by the FBI back then. Do you all recall that? Does anybody recall that? Does anybody remember about that?
I don't remember him saying he had documentation. I remember saying that he was cleared.
Well, all I know is he said that they had sent him documentation. I know he had said that at various points.
Okay.
Okay. Well, so, but you know that he said he was cleared. Well, almost instantly when he started saying that, I filed a record request looking for that information. And I know that they have never provided me with documentation from that. They've never provided me anything, to which I have said this lets me know that it's complete horseshit. Because if he had something from the FBI that said he was clear, John Sproles would have papered that everywhere. He would have put it all over his home. He would have put it all over. Let's find that where he said he had documentation and file. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to look back and see, because I know that he said it. I think he might have said it during an interview with Steve Brown.
Yeah, I was just thinking that during that long ass hour-long interview, I think that may have been when he said it.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and watch that, because he definitely said that, and from that word forward, I started pushing it, and he would never come off anything. And so I basically just at that point left it alone. And I was like, okay, well, it's, it is what it is. Okay. Well, I then skip forward to this situation, and he says this again. And I'm like, man, there he is again saying this shit. Well, I got a call the other day from a very reliable source close to Sheriff Sproles. And this source told me some information pertaining to all of this that I thought was rather interesting. And it's made me question everything that's happening here. And I have to be careful with how I say this, because I have to not out anyone. But at the same time, I want to be very clear with what I'm saying and what's happening here. So a source that I put in the highest regard in my mind with the information that they have told me in the past, always being spot on because of the position that they are in. I give this person a lot of credibility, a lot of leeway with what I buy, because they've always been spot on. This person tells me that during the beanbag incident, I'll pull right up, Jackie. So what she means by what is a PAC complaint? So the PAC complaint is a public access counselor. And probably what I would have to do, since the last time I asked him, it's been so long, I would probably have to send him a new request asking for that documentation. He would have to either ignore it or not give me something, and I would have to file a complaint off of that, because if you haven't filed a complaint within 30 days, they normally won't accept it. So I'll have to do it, but that's easily done. I can forward him a request and get the ball rolling. I will do that. That's a good idea. So this is what I was told by the source, was that in July of 2023, when the beanbag incident occurred, Sproles was getting a lot of heat. Sproles was getting a lot of people saying, like, he should be suspended. He should be in jail. He should be being investigated by the state police, by the FBI. People were saying all kinds of things. And I guarantee you, he was only 7 months into his first term. And so I guarantee you that Sproles was freaking out. Well, a source very close to Sproles, very interconnected with law enforcement, told me that back during that period, and I don't know when, Sproles and or Josh Smith, in their capacity as sheriff and chief sheriff's deputy, contacted a close associate, a friend, a personal friend of theirs, who is an FBI agent. And this is an FBI agent in either the Indianapolis FBI office or the city of Muncie satellite FBI office. And that whoever it was, Sproles or Smith, reached out to this person, this agent who was off duty, telling them the situation, providing them with any information, and saying, hey, will you look through this? And will you tell me what you think about this? And this person, as an FBI agent, but not working at the time, being off or, not on a case, sat down and looked through all of this documentation or whatever they provided. And that at some point after they got all of this, this FBI agent, on his own time, not the federal government's time, on his own time as a buddy, moonlighting, said, oh yeah, Sproles, you're clear. There's nothing to be worried about here. And they either did that by phone, did it in person, or they maybe, they sent him an email or something. I don't know. But they told him, everything's fine, you're good to go. Now, you can't tell anybody that because this was not official. So don't be running around using my name or using the FBI, but whatever. Well, Sproles being Sproles, he starts shouting it from the rooftop. And this is what I'm hearing that this happened. During the beanbag situation, this absolutely happened. Sproles was not investigated by the FBI, that a buddy looked into it, and a buddy cleared him. Now, if Sproles wants to refute what I'm saying, provide the documentation. Give me the name of the FBI agent and let me talk to that FBI agent. I would love to talk to them. I would love to talk with him.
Now, to be fair, if the FBI really was investigating it, I think it would probably be 2-3 years before they'd come to any kind of conclusion on the beanbag.
Sure, very good possibility.
So they could be investigating it, and they might still be investigating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They don't. It's the government. They don't work that fast.
Yeah, that's very true.
I mean, Muncie, they took 8 years to find some wire.
Yeah.
Some money getting floated around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't some big ordeal. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, all they needed to do was interview some people. I mean, they could have done that. That it could have took a year. The Muncie investigation should have took a year. It took 8. It took 8 years.
Yeah, it's not like they can concentrate on one case. They got 18,000 cases coming through offices they got to look into. So this stuff takes time. So they might still be looking at the beanbag thing.
Absolutely. Sure. They very, very well could be. I will tell you, whatever the situation, I don't believe for 1 second. I don't believe it. I don't believe that the FBI as an entity contacted someone in Henry County and said, "Hey, you're good. Everything's good," in a month time with the beanbag. Okay, so I think that was a bullshit deal. Now jump forward to this Nicholas Gawley situation, this horrible situation. I don't have proof that that's what happened here, but the person says they think that's what happened. The person says they know for a fact that's what happened the first time. They're saying the first time with the beanbag situation, he had a buddy look into it, basically, and the buddy cleared him, unofficially. And the second time, the thought is, well, if they've done that once before, why not do it now? And so that's what I'm being told. And that's what I think happened. Could I see John doing that? Absolutely. It makes perfect sense that that's what Sproles would do. I'm going to take a quick break here. When I come back, we'll continue looking for this, and we'll do that. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what I'm going to have to do. I have something that I'm trying to find, but I will keep looking for it. And if I find this, I will bring it out, and I will let you guys. I will bring it to your attention tomorrow if I find this. I don't want to keep wasting your time if I'm not able to find it. Maybe I don't even have it, but I'm going to do what I can do to find this. I think I have a name, but I don't feel good enough to release the information. So on that, but I'm going to reach out to the FBI, both in Muncie and Indianapolis, and when I have information back on that, I will definitely bring that to your attention and let you know what I get. If Sproles or Josh Smith, if they employed the help of a friend, of a buddy, a family member, or something like that, and if they took this issue, the beanbag issue, and the Nicholas Gawley issue, and if they took that before this buddy or this friend, this family member, whatever it is, and they said, "Hey, look at this for us," and nothing came of it, that would be, they said nothing came of it, and then they told Sproles that, and Sproles was using that, and they didn't turn that in, that FBI agent didn't turn that into their bosses. I think that could get that person in trouble. And look, I don't want to get that FBI agent in trouble. I'm not trying to get, who knows? They probably thought Sproles would shut up and they was going to do something, between law enforcement officials, and nobody ever know. They didn't think that Sproles was going to talk about it and push it out. Matter of fact, it sounds like they told him not to do that. So I will look into this, and I will keep you guys posted and let you know what we find out about that as I continue working on it. But that is a big deal. Why not ask a state police to investigate if you're really concerned about right? Yeah, right. Why not do that? But you know why? Because I don't think that they wanted to do that. I don't think that they wanted to do the big. I know, doesn't that sound ridiculous? I still, maybe for a going away present, I will get him a beanbag chair.
And have it embroidered with the political spotlight.
Yeah. Yes. That would be amazing. I made Connie say the agency. Yeah, I think that would be gold. I think I'd love it. I would absolutely love it. So, all right, that's that. Listen, still on Henry County, I do have to talk about this because a lot of people. It sounds like they were looking for any holes. Yes, Joe. That's what it sounds like. That they were having a buddy look up in case they actually were being looked into. That's what I thought. That you're right about that. Still talking about the sheriff's department. I got to talk about this. I got to speak on this because I'm getting blown up about this. So, how many of you out there in Henry County land heard last night that there was an accident that happened between a sheriff's deputy and a civilian vehicle? Did you guys did any of you guys hear about this? I did, but not details. Yeah, okay. I heard of an accident at 3 and 70. Yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are talking. So here's the deal. I'm going to let you hear. We're going to listen to this, and then I'm going to explain what's going on.
240-52. I'm not dry, but I'm okay.
Rail Drive, 2827 Rail Drive, rank frequent area number 324 for a 75-year-old female with swelling to a knee after a fall, 2035.
Okay, that's nothing.
23. I'll be coming 115, so I'll stay back. Push traffic over for you.
Is that Sproles?
10-4.
That sound like Sproles.
123. If you can go to.
Yep. That was Sproles.
You can go to I-70 eastbound where Greensboro Pike crosses over 70 and slow down traffic there. That'd be great. Therefore, I'm getting on to the 115 now.
976. So you got any additional help?
It's up to 23. I'm not sure yet.
It was him.
We should be 5-2, just the two of us.
Does he have damage, or does he just need to go back on the road?
He's full out.
Yeah.
3315 is back. 33-3 was out there this afternoon and quit the residence. They thought
There was firearms stolen earlier. Can't advise when. I'll head that way as well. I just left the sheriff's office.
15's clear. Just my clear.
Explained earlier there should be nobody there, so I'm going to go ahead and treat it like a potential burglary in progress because they're stealing from that house.
Here we go.
10-4.
So there's a call for a burglary in progress. So, in case you guys are not aware, in case you guys don't know, anytime that officers are being dispatched to a burglary in progress, that is a call in which you would, number one, be driving lights and sirens to, and you would be driving fast to. And everybody, even the people out there saying, no, I wouldn't want them. Yes, let me tell you, you want people coming to help you if you've got that going on. Even if you can take care of yourself, you want them to, it's a felony call. So they are running lights and sirens and they're running fast. Now, that being said, due regard always has to be followed. You always have to be careful and mindful and use due regard. So this is a burglary in progress that we are going to.
Being right with that.
Yeah.
Special one today was given ETA.
Nick.
Okay.
Go ahead and check with me if you would.
Yeah.
As you disregard, I see Davis now.
15-3.
Go ahead.
What's your point? US 40, about half mile away.
Okay.
Clear. Just comes this bicycle.
No, Dave. The Davis that I'm talking about is T.J. Davis. He is a sheriff's deputy on the. He's a canine officer. He's the man that was. He's the deputy that was involved in the accident.
Right. You know, with traffic tonight.
Okay, here it goes. Oh yeah, you can tell this is where it happened because it just got crazy here.
Go. What's your point? Clear. Just comes this bicycle.
Right. You know, with traffic tonight.
Leave on 5-2. Leave on 5-2.
10-4, where are you at?
To the south of 70.
10-4, 20 dispatch, can you start towards 12?
You can start medics as well.
10-4. How many vehicles are involved?
I'm trying to get out of my vehicle now. Check on the other.
10-4, one affirmative involved.
Took my spot here on 70.
He sounds very.
15-3 resident chat.
He sounds very calm.
Confirm 15-23. Just rolled it. Is there anything besides 2 red pickup trucks there? Negative, nothing I'm seeing. I'll check my bike real quick. I'm gonna go check on 12 there. Dispatch, I'll be in route to 12.
123, you can go to 8. We should be good here. I'll be in route to 12. That's 12, 2 patients on the other.
Clear on 2 patients.
18-14 is clear.
10.
18 clear.
You'll be in route. Medic. 10.
Both Collins. Not taken. Like lacerations to the face.
10-4.
50, where's 12 at?
He's a 3 and 70. 10-4.
That's 3's out with them.
10.
We're gonna be on 3 just south of the stop 3 truck stop.
10-4. So we received an iPhone crash detection just south of Davis Towing. Is it going to be the same thing?
Affirmative.
10-4.
Dispatch blocker, picking up my call from.
10-4.
Dispatch 3. Dispatch 3.
3, go ahead.
2 patients, not responsive. They are breathing, but we can get nothing out of them. So it doesn't make sense. We got 2 patients probably serious.
10-4.
2 patients serious.
33 on the uniform.
Smoker 3 clear. Medic 1's clear. Alex, I already know the answer, but go ahead, check and see if Lifeline's fly.
10-4.
That's cool.
Go ahead.
Dispatch 3 rush traffic. We got 1 coding.
1 was coding.
10. Pretty much around 3 and 70. There's 1's full arrest. Louisville, strong.
Coding.
Bill on fire. 40 and Vine. 40 and Vine. Utility department. Almost parking. Street light. 2107. Actual, so fires en route. Medic 1 Lifeline's been contacted. LT expect.
They're talking about Lifeline.
976, 1023 at 3 and 70. I'm going to close down southbound.
18-3 is going 23. 18-3. Base badge, engine 91 is now.
Dispatch 1, could you give us ISP? Go ahead and get a reconstruction to you.
Yeah, 4.
Dispatch 5150, I've already taken care of it.
It's different, I was just getting ready to you.
Squad 43 is out.
Well, I'm 43.
Medic 1's arriving.
Medic 1.
Medic 2, come all the way up to our fire truck.
Choose out.
Dispatch 15's out at 3 and 70.
All right, that's enough of that. So basically, what happened here, I was trying to see what I could hear to be able to tell you from what I know. So here's what happened. Last night, you heard the call for the what they thought was a burglary in progress, a B&E, and deputies were running lights and sirens to this call. And basically in the same place that Amy Bell and her husband were stopped during the off-duty incident. So it's on State Road 3, under 70. Last night here in the area, about 6 o'clock, between 6 and 9, it rained really, really, really heavy. And there were storms and all of that going on. So deputies were running hot to this call. And he got to an area where all of a sudden he started hydroplaning, and he hydroplaned into the vehicle, a vehicle that was pulled over on the side of the road. So essentially what happened was cars saw him coming, and he pulled out, a car pulled over, and they did everything they were supposed to be doing. They were being good citizens. They saw a cop coming, and they pulled over out of the roadway, off the roadway, out of the way. And unfortunately, this deputy's truck, he was in a truck, slid, hydroplaned, and smashed into these people. I heard last night that the passenger was going to die. I was just told that it did not look good. She was the person that coded on the scene, and she coded a couple more times in the ambulance. Lifeline could not fly because of the weather, and so by the time they got her to the hospital, it just was not looking good. And that's basically what happened. Now, I had all kinds of people contacting me about this and wanting me to just nail Henry County on this. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I cannot do it. This is one of those situations in which this was not bad police work. Now, I need to watch the stuff and see, but the officer was not injured. His canine was not injured. And the driver was bad, but not serious. I have since heard this afternoon that it sounds like the passenger has made some recovery. And what I heard literally right before going live was it sounds like she's through the woods and is now has, thank God, held on and is looking better. So we're hoping and praying that that's how she stays and that things continue to improve, because I don't care if it was somebody's fault, not somebody's fault, an accident, whatever. I want her to live. I don't want her to die. And so we want her to live, and I hope and pray everything is good there and that everything comes through well. I don't think that he was doing anything horribly bad. Time will tell. I mean, I'm not going to say maybe was he going too fast. I don't know. It depends on how fast he was going. I mean, the speed limit on the road that he was on, the speed limit is 60 miles an hour. The speed limit on any normal day is 60 miles an hour. Now, in weather conditions, you probably would go slower than that. If you're running lights and sirens, you know, could he have been going 70? Could he have been going 80? Very good possibility. Should he have been going that? It's just going to depend on what the weather road looked like at the time. The thing that we know is his GPS will show how fast he was going. His, what do you mean not on 3? What do you mean not on 3? Through the mileage on 3 is 60. Or the miles per hour on 360, isn't it? Speed limit where the accident happened is 45. No, it's not 55. Get out of here. What are you talking about? And it might very well be, I get, because it very well could be in that area.
I'm looking right now and it's saying for most of it, it is 55.
Okay. Because, so 3, State Road 3 from Delaware County to Newcastle, 60 miles an hour. Brenda says, I'm getting off my exit at 3 and 70 right now. Turning that way, I'll tell you in 1 minute. Yeah, good. See, this is great. South, okay, so south of Newcastle is 55. Okay, north of Newcastle is 60. So my bad. I was going by what I know from that area. It looks like it's saying, yeah, what Kate's saying right is right. Wendy's saying 55. 50 past truck stop, and it goes ahead, heading to 50. That stretch of 3 is 50. We'll see. We'll see what Brenda's actually driving it right now. So we'll see what Brenda says.
And I really hope that Brenda is using talk to text.
I was going to say, I hope she's texting and talking. I hope she's texting with both hands and driving with her knee. Like a good libertarian should. Not wearing a seatbelt.
Driving with one knee, the other foot out the window.
Yeah. 45 when you get off the exit until you get just past the truck stop, and then it goes to 50. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So we're good. We're good there. Like I said, my specific knowledge of 3 is from Delaware County to Newcastle. So that's why I'm saying 60. So yeah, you guys are cool. You guys are good. So 45. Okay. So it's 45 where the accident happened. Street view can show you. Oh yeah, that's right. 45. Yeah. I buy it 100%. I buy that. I have no reason to disagree with you guys. Like I said, Brenda just coming through the area now. So I think that's fantastic. Okay. That being said, you know, I don't know how fast he's driving. We will easily be able to find out. Well, yes, drinking a beer, smoking a cigarette. Absolutely. So the thing is, we'll have to see how fast he was going. This is not a situation where this is not the same thing as the traffic pursuit. Even if he was going a little faster, we might say, okay, he was going too fast and he wasn't using due regard, and this is a problem. Even if we say that, I still don't see there's levels of bad, right? Okay. I don't see it as bad as the pursuit going to Delaware County or the pursuit going to Indianapolis. So there's levels of what severity there is here. The problem is The insurance is not going to give a shit one way or another. Whether that person lives, hopefully the person does, whether they both live, or if they're injured or whatever, they're going to sue. This is going to be an insurance situation. And the thing is, this is what insurance is for. Stuff like this. The problem is, because of all of the other bullshit, this might very well be what pushes them over. And so that's...
Do you remember
That's
the
really bad.
deductible for the auto liability?
What?
Do you remember the deductible?
What was it?
$250,000 per incident. $250,000.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Per claim.
That's crazy.
This could be bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what Dellinger was talking about in that meeting. This is what he was afraid of. This kind of thing. This is very, very bad. Stumblefoot says property crime isn't worth killing somebody over. Listen, a burglary.
I promise it's $250K, Alva.
Yeah,
I've been
250.
through that so many times.
Yeah.
It's 250 on the auto liability. Everything else is 100 though.
Yeah. It's going to be so bad. Stumblefoot said a property crime isn't worth killing somebody over. We can't say that when a attempted burglary in progress or a burglary in progress comes in. Look, as a cop, I never treated a burglary in progress as a property crime. I can say this: if I'm at home and you're attempting to break into my house, I'm not assuming that you're there to vandalize my paintings. I'm assuming that you're there to kill me. And I'm going to handle that accordingly. And I want everybody else to be. I get what you're saying, but just until there's some kind of knowledge otherwise of an attempted burglary in progress, specifically like during, non-nighttime, like during the daytime when chances are they're like in the evening, they're home and they're not asleep. That's a pretty brazen situation. That's just what I'm getting at. But again, there could be levels of this and he could be in the wrong and it might come out. I still don't think it's the same level of wrong as some of the other shit, but the insurance isn't going to matter and Henry County is going to take a hit. Hey, we got just one last thing to talk about, and I'm going to be looking into this, and we'll look into this more, and I'll keep you guys posted. So just be aware of all of that. We've got one last little bit of Henry County stuff to chat about, and I want to bring that to your attention. And so we are going to do that. Before we do it, we're going to take just one last quick break here. Ladies and gentlemen, stay right there. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in Henry County, and wrapping this up and getting ready to wrap the show up. It's been another long one. I did receive the filings in the court action, the verified petition that has been filed in the situation in Knightstown. And I posted that out on social media earlier for you guys to see. And so I want to show you this and let you guys be able to see what's happening here. It's very cut and dry. It's basically exactly like I thought it would be. Joe Burgess filed this on behalf of the petitioners, current Knightstown town clerk treasurer Barton Whitesett, who is also a candidate for re-election, and current Knightstown town councilor at large Desiree Payton, who is a candidate for re-election. They're the petitioners. And they filed against Ginny Grubbs, Henry County Clerk, Kirsten Kronk, Butch Baker, and Jenny Grubbs in their roles as election board members. Carla Eastern Gorman as another candidate that's running for the office. Guy Laux, a candidate. David Maddox, a candidate. And Dakota Steele, a candidate. Okay, so they're the respondents. Verified petition for contest to an election was filed. Comes now petitioners Barton Whitesett and Desiree Payton in support of their verified petition to contest an election pursuant to Indiana Code state under the penalties for perjury the following. On May 5th, 2026, a primary election was held in Indiana. On May 5th, Barton Whitesett was a Republican candidate for the clerk's office. On May 5th, respondent Carla East Gorman was also a Republican candidate for Knightstown clerk treasurer. That the unofficial results for Knightstown clerk treasurer after the votes were counted showed that Carla Gorman received 238 votes and Whitesett received 235. Petitioners believe that on May 15th, 2026, that Carla Easton Gorman will be certified as the winner of the primary election and be placed on the November ballot as the Republican candidate for Knightstown clerk treasurer. That petitioner, Barton Whitesett, desires to contest the nomination and or election of Carla Gorman as the winner of the May 5th, 2026 primary election as the Republican candidate for Knightstown clerk treasurer. That Gorman's address is set forth in the records. Petitioner Payton, Desiree Payton, was a candidate for Knightstown Council at Large as a Republican in the May oops, they got that date wrong, May 5th primary election. That in addition, Payton is the following individuals was also on the ballot, and that is Guy Laux, Maddox, Dakota Steele, and the unofficial results in Knightstown Town Council from the May 5th, 2026 primary was as follows: Laux 293, Maddox 323, Payton 162, Steele 114. Guy Laux and Maddox received the most votes, and the petitioners believe on May 15th, 2026, they will be certified as the winners and be placed on the November ballot as the Republican candidates for the Knightstown Town Council at Large. Petitioners Barton Whitesett and Desiree Payton, in good faith, believe that one or more of the following occurred pursuant to Indiana Code Person declared nominated or elected does not comply with specific constitutional statutory requirements set forth in the petition that is applicable to a candidate for office. That didn't happen, but they better put it in there. B, a mistake was made in the printing or distribution of ballots used in the primary election on May 5th, 2026. That makes it impossible to determine which candidate received the highest number of votes cast in the election. Or C, a mistake occurred in the programming of an electronic ballot system, making it impossible to determine the candidate who received the highest number of votes, and or D, an electronic voting system malfunctioned, making it impossible to determine the candidate who received the highest number of votes. I don't believe that A fits, but I do believe that B, C, and or D, all or some of them could be working to their benefit here, and that if any of those work and any of those fit the specific situation, that would be enough to get what they were getting. So the fact that B, C, and D would all possibly be fitting here means that's good for them. The petitioners believe that there was an error that occurred with the programming of the electronic voting system that followed precincts Wayne 1, Wayne 2, Wayne 3, and that petitioners believe that it is impossible to determine the candidate that received the highest number of votes in those three precincts for the Republican nominee for Knightstown Clerk Treasurer and Knightstown Town Council at Large. The petitioners Whitesett and Payton believe that that a mistake occurred, and there was a programming error in the mapping of the ballots for the Wayne 1, Wayne 2, and Wayne 3 precincts. That error allowed residents who do not live within the town limits of Knightstown to vote and cast ballots for candidates who were on the ballot for the clerk treasurer and at-large position. Petitioners believe that it is not possible to discern from the paper ballots generated and tabulated in Wayne 1, 2, and 3 precincts who lived within the town limits of Knightstown and who did not live within the town limits of Knightstown, and that cast ballots for Knightstown clerk treasurer and town council at large. That the mapping error allowed voters to vote for candidates that they were not legally allowed to vote for the Republican nominee for clerk treasurer and town council at large. Whitesit's address is set forth. Peyton's address is set forth. Grubbs is named as the respondent by virtue of her position in Henry County Clerk and a requirement to carry the duties prescribed for clerk in Indiana Code 3 concerning elections. Kirsten Kronk, Butch Baker, and Jenny Grubbs are named as respondents in this action by virtue of their position as Henry County Election Board. That the address for all of these people are as follows, whereas petitioner Whitesit and Peyton pray the court to provide notice pursuant to Indiana Code this verified petition to contest an election to the named respondents, to require the sheriffs of Henry County to serve the verified petition and notice requirements pursuant to to conduct a hearing on this verified petition pursuant to Indiana Code to find the mistake occurred as contained in Indiana Code to order that a special election be conducted pursuant to Indiana Code and for all other relief just and proper in the premise. I affirm under the penalties of perjury that the foregoing information is true and correct. And I cannot believe this. You're never supposed to sign a page that's blank like this and let it be blank. That's so wild to me, because I could take that off and put that on with anything. Barton Whitesett says Bilbrey is the king of the universe, and it's so notarized on this day. So that is that. They filed this. This has been filed before the court. And the only other thing that people need to know in this situation, that besides this, they have asked that the filing fee be waived, and the judge ruled that the filing fee shall be waived, so they don't have to pay any fee for filing. And I assume any other fee will be held over, and there won't be an issue with that. For that, there is the judge did sign off on that, so they don't have to pay any filing fees or anything like that. And a hearing date was set for Wednesday, June 24th. I can't believe it's that far out. I cannot believe that they didn't get it earlier than that, because I'm saying if they have a hearing date on the 24th, the judge shouldn't have to take this into consideration, and there shouldn't be anybody on the other side fighting this. The respondents and the county attorney should all say, yes, we are in complete agreement with the petitioners. So my hope is that the only reason that it was set so far out is because the judge will be able to make a ruling from the bench that day rather than having to take it under consideration. If we walk in...
Is it set, Christopher?
What?
When is it set for?
Wednesday, June 24th.
I thought these had to be heard when there's a challenge to the election. I thought it was like a 20-day limit, according to code.
I don't know about all that.
I don't know. I'll look.
Yeah, let me know. I don't know anything about that. I think if it might be something filed before, I think if there's some kind of issue that's filed before the primary, but this is after the primary, and the only thing that has to happen is they have to have this done. Whatever is going to happen here has to be done. I would say it has to be done by September. So, I mean, they could have an election in July and August as long as they are able to have this rectified through the court and through the clerk's office no later than... I mean, listen, early voting starts... I can tell you right now. Early voting for the fall election will start on October 6th. So that means they'll probably have to have the ballots printed by the week of Sunday the 13th through Saturday the 19th of September. So this will have to be done. I mean, they'll have to have something done before, I would say before September 1st. This needs to be dealt with. So we've still got some time to play around. Candidates have to be able to campaign, and we got to be able to do that. So there's that. We'll be following this. We'll keep you guys posted with everything that goes on with this, of course, like we do with everything else. So it'll be what it'll be. I think that's it. The only thing else I have to say was Massey got beat. Did you see that? Hey, thank you. 4 days. That's wonderful. We appreciate you. Like always, we appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. 4 days. That we would rather. Don't let Henry County spend your money. Send it to me. Don't let Delaware County tax you to death. Give me your money instead. It's always better to pay us than to pay taxes. Taxes are theft. So, FYI, that's it. Kate, are you looking something up or are you done? Oh, she's looking something up, so we have to wait. While she's looking this up, I will say, because I didn't say this early on, for you people that are still here, go and smash that like button. That would be very cool. We would love for you to do that. And yeah, that's that. I am what? You done? Yeah, she's looking it up. We'll come back.
I'm not going to find it in the next 2 minutes. Just
that's fine. We'll come back with it if there's something else. We'll talk to you tomorrow or the next day. Board of Works meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm depending on my ribs, I might try to attend. I need to get there and talk to them quickly. I'll let you guys. You'll see. I'll either be there or I won't. We'll be back here tomorrow night. We'll talk about the Delaware County meeting that was on Monday, after the public hearing. And he had a nice short show, right? Absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. It's totally gross. All right. You guys take care. Have a good evening. What the hell's that thing doing up there? Did I do that? Smash that like button. All right. You guys take care. Good night. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.